Could we start with your name? What is it that you do?
Hi, I'm Ruben,
Okay.
and
I'm sorry.
oh, okay,
I
okay.
forgot. There we go.
Are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay, she's good.
Okay, and real quick, hey, this is Leo Perales with the Perales Report. We're interviewing Ruben Alvarado, Pasco City Council candidate, District 1.
District 2.
Excuse me, District 2. I should know that stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, can you start with your name and what is it that you do?
My name is Ruben Alvarado. I am a community impact manager here at the Tierra Vida community. I work for Casa LLC, and I oversee all kinds of programming that make the lives of the people that live here better.
Why do you want to be a council member?
So I want to be a council member because I believe that Pasco is a bright city with a bright future, but I believe that people are underserved in this district, and I really want to work to change that so that community members are engaged and the people are no longer only turning out 10% to vote, but turning out numbers because they want to change their city.
What's something you want to change about the status quo? How?
I think one thing that needs to change, I think we need to change the perception about how people see Pasco, how people see especially East Pasco. I think people need to change the perception of what cities are. Cities are not stagnant. Cities are human beings that change and evolve over time, and they can change for the better, and they can also change for the worse. And so what we want to do is make sure that we put our brains together so that Pasco can change for the better and be a bright city.
How do you hope to accomplish this?
So I hope to accomplish this by bringing people together. I think we have a lot of resources. I think we have everything we need within our city. We have enough smart people and enough people that love the city to make it great. So bringing people together, I think, is the most important thing in casting a vision so that everyone in the city wants to see something similar. I know that there people have different opinions and things like that. So part of that is bringing people together to a dialogue so that we can have discussions about what is real without really dividing each other, so that we can see where each other is coming from, so that we can come up with some creative solutions together.
Why do you think you will win?
I think I will win because I'm going to go out and talk to people. And I really respect my candidate. I think he's done a great service to the community. I'm very excited just to go out there and door knock. And really what I don't want is people vote for me because I'm a Latino. I don't want people to vote for me because of my last name or anything like that. I want people to vote for the best candidate. And if they believe that that's all you need, that's great. But if we could get them out to turn out to vote, I think that that's a great indicator of a healthy community because people are turning out to vote. But I believe I will win because I'm prepared and I have the passion to really drive this campaign.
In your opinion, what's the best part about Pasco?
I think the best part about Pasco is diversity. Pasco is incredibly diverse, and not just in demographics, but also just in by race, but also in ages. We have such a young community, families that want to make their lives great and have just great families and have great friendships and have great communities. That's what people want here, and I think that's what I love about Pasco. Pasco is a place where you can raise your family, where you can even have single income families that allow for more parents to be able to raise their kids. So I love that about Pasco. I love that there's so much opportunity also for even someone like me to run for city council, and nothing that I would even have considered in a larger city. Here, you could create something out of nothing, and people will back you if you do that, and people will encourage you. So if you want something, you get it, and it's that kind of city, and that's what I love about it.
Would you say Pasco is the definition of the American dream?
I think no, and I think the American dream is very different from different people. I think Pasco is the definition of the Pasco dream. I think the American dream it changes from time to time, but what I really want people to do is to see what their dreams, what is their pursuit of happiness, and how do they envision that. I think that there's some challenges to some people here, that they feel fearful. They feel like maybe they can't leave their houses, maybe if they're in a certain situation in their immigration status. And I think we need to be a welcoming city that people can feel like, wow, like I love my neighbors. I love being around my neighbors, and we don't see each other from a perspective of hostility, but more of one of hospitality. So that's what I really care about. That's what I really want to see in this city.
Okay, and lastly, why are you so cool?
You should just make that one
I told you I was gonna put it there.
up. I think that I'm cool because of the people that are around me that encourage me to do things that I would never dream of doing. To start a church, to run for council, to try to do things that maybe try to get on my friend's shoulders and try to balance myself, to try to do cool things. I think you're cool by the people that you are around, and Pasco so full of so many cool people. So yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, the Peral's Project viewers, that was just a bonus. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Ruben some questions. What is the biggest challenge to the city of Pasco, and how should we address it?
I would say that the biggest challenge that people would agree with would be growth. We are tasked and we are challenged in that Pasco is continuing to grow, and we can grow in a very smart way, or we can have the problems that a lot of larger cities have. And I think that has to do with how we zone our new developments, how we build communities, how we plan for roads and facilities, and how we do our infrastructure. I think that that's a problem that becomes an opportunity, but it is a problem if we plan to just have anywhere USA kind of developments and don't appreciate the charm that is within the historical landmarks in our city.
I'm going to stick with that. Planning, smart planning. Road 68 is just so congested in the mornings, and then I need to come home between 5 and 6. What are we doing differently in the Road 100 area that is not going to become the same problem that we see at 68?
Well, I think that you'll have the same thing if you don't start planning even more intersections. And I think that the way that it's been developed, we have the risk of becoming a bedroom city where everyone lives in the same place and goes to work in a different place. That's the problem of suburbia. So I think that we need to be able to have more small centers of business where people are commuting to work shorter distances. We need to move towards more multimodal forms of transportation where the transit serves all people in a smart way, and in a way that's modeled so that the attractions and the projections of where people are moving are actually what are serving that community, and that's efficient, and you don't have to wait hours to get to a place that should take you 15-20 minutes, because that's where we live.
Strong economic development equates to good quality of life. What types of jobs should the city be creating, or what types of policies would you be trying to implement if elected to the city council? Well,
I think Pasco is a great place for small business, and I think that encouraging small businesses, either through incentive programs or ways of being able to really push forward economic development of the people that live here. I think attracting large businesses is important too, to be able to have jobs with livable wages. But at the same time, there's a great opportunity for small businesses. So in economic development, that has to do with bringing together different programs, either funding programs or micro business programs that do micro lending. I think it has to do with also having partnerships with federal and state funding that we have a great slew of opportunities, but I think we need to tap into what some of those are. And I really know that the city of Pasco has the staff to be able to provide all those, and I think city council needs to be able to partner with city staff to be able to move those forward.
I agree. Now, a few years ago, we had a officer-involved shooting, Antonio Zambrano Montes tragedy. It garnered international attention, yes. And many people feel that there is a disconnect with, during that time frame, even still now, with the current city administration, council, and the community. What are your thoughts, and how can we increase a sense of community if elected to the council?
I think you can't bring a life like that back, and that's an incredible, terrible tragedy. I think that law enforcement throughout the states it may be ill-equipped to solve some of the problems of mental illness, transiency, and even there's some issues of multicultural incompetency. And I'm not sure if that's the fault of the officers themselves, and it might be more an institutional things that need to change in the training and in the way that's approached. I think that's approached, and I think that it's very important that officers are trained in de-escalating and what that means, and be able to identify what mental illness looks like and how to respond to that. But I think that one thing that should not happen is for citizens to lose trust in law enforcement. I think that is a decline of society. That could be a decline of communities to feel safe going to the law enforcement when they need them and they need to protect and serve. But I think things like some of the Pasco Police is being more active in doing, which is engaging with community more. I think that's a step in the right direction. We've been able to invite Chief Metzer over, and he's spoken to our community about them not enforcing federal law and them not going after for deportations. I think they're very important to conversations to have, and I'm appreciative that those conversations are being had, and that they're willing to say those things in a public way. So, yeah.
Awesome. And lastly, go ahead and give our viewers your final pitch, your 90-second elevator pitch to somebody that you really want them to vote for you. Please tell these individuals out there why they should be voting Ruben.
Thank you. Well, para todos los votantes del Distrito 2, mi nombre es Ruben Alvarado y estoy muy entusiasmado de poder representar este distrito. El Distrito 2 no es representado por muchos años, no ha sido representado en la manera que necesita ser representado, y no ha habido tanta inversión en nuestra comunidad como en la otra parte de la ciudad, y la otra parte de la ciudad ha estado escogiendo a nuestros políticos y también ha estado escogiendo lo que pasa en nuestra ciudad. Y nosotros, lo que yo quiero que los votantes vean es que usted tiene voz, su voz importa, y usted tiene que ser más involucrado en lo que pasa en su ciudad, así que vaya a votar. Es importante. So I want to encourage all residents in District 2 to get out to vote, because it's important. We cannot let half of our city pick our politicians and pick our policy. We all need to be engaged, because we are all one Pasco. So thank you for allowing me to run and allowing me to represent you. I promise that I will work with all of my heart to really represent you, and I believe that you have the answers to our city's problems, and I want to speak to you to be able to hear those solutions that you have within you. So thank you.
Ruben Alvarado, Pasco City Council candidate, District 2. Thank you.
Pasco, we are ready.